Max, I've been looking all over for you.
Well, what's wrong?
No, nothing's wrong. I have a surprise. This is our lucky day.
How is that?
Well, I know that you producers don't like us actors talking to the writers, but, well, Sheldon just couldn't help but tell me about the new story idea.
Oh, the new Roxanne long-term?
Yeah, right. Roxanne Goes Hawaiian. He also told me you were going to Hawaii to scout for locations. And I have decided to go with you.
Megan, look, I gotta take it.
Come on, Max, we need the break. Think about it. You and me on a nice big island, running in the waves, you know, coming up with great storyline ideas, not to mention scouting romantic locations. We're going to have to test them all out to make sure that they're good enough for Roxanne. I think it would be perfect.
It does sound great.
Good. Then I'll tell Sheldon's secretary to make some reservations.
Megan, if you want to go to Hawaii, that's fine. But you're going to have to go without me.
Bonnie, get me a bowl of cold water, fast. Come on. Gabrielle, you come on over here and sit down before you faint. You're in shock. Here you go, honey. Here. Okay. Oh, we get lots of burns here in the laundry. I'm getting to be kind of an expert, but I've never seen one this bad. Here, this'll help. Must hurt like the devil. Here, I'll take you to the infirmary.
No, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't.
But they can give you a painkiller.
There's no painkiller that is going to ease my pain or the pain I've caused other people.
Hello?
Hi, Roger.
Oh, my God, this is beautiful. It's my favorite time of year.
Oh, mine too.
Listen, I wanted to apologize for the embarrassment you must have felt when Sarah walked in on us.
Roger,
There was no point in lying to her. She's known for a long time that I've never stopped loving you. I did my best to reassure her that I could deal with my feelings, but I don't think I convinced her.
Roger, I don't really want to talk about this now, okay? I've run across some problems in the Centennial Committee's budget, and I think unless we resolve it right away...
What I have to say is more important than the Centennial budget. The two of us have to make a personal decision.
No, Viki is working on the centennial. Well, I don't know, but if it's really important, you can probably contact her at WVLE. Yes, more than likely, she's in Roger Gordon's office. Yeah. Yes? Oh. Send her in.
It's me again. Is it a bad time?
No, not at all.
You sure? You look a bit frazzled.
Oh, well, comes with the territory. If you ever see an editor-in-chief who isn't frazzled, he isn't doing his job.
Well, I'll remember that. May I assume that you've had time to look over my sample copy?
Yes, I did. I'm impressed. All your stories held up.
Come on, you're not just impressed. You're surprised.
Well, not half as surprised as your subjects were. Actually, I'm very interested in knowing how you got so much accurate information in such a short period of time.
Oh, now, come along, Mr. Buchanan. I'm astonished. I mean, would you go backstage and ask a magician how he did his tricks?
If I was curious enough, you bet I would.
Well, you're not going to get any of that information out of me. That's what you're going to pay me good money for, I hope.
Well, I do have a question for you.
The answer's no. I've never written a gossip column before, and I prefer to call it a society column.
Now, how did you know that was on my mind?
I thought it'd be your first question when we talked earlier. Does my lack of experience bother you?
Oh, no, not at all. Actually, your sample column is as professional as I've ever read, and 100% accurate. Now, you can't ask for any more than that.
Then am I hired?
Well, not so fast. I think there's still some cards that you haven't laid on the table. And I think it's about time you did.
The reason I didn't convince Sarah that I could deal with my feelings is simple. I'm afraid I can't deal with them.
But you know that I'm committed to my husband and my marriage and my family.
Yes, but I also know that you still love me. And that changes everything for both of us. If we still work together on the Centennial Committee, all those feelings we're trying to suppress will resurface as they did this morning.
No. This morning I was frightened and I was confused and I needed comfort.
And I wanted to comfort you. And eventually one or both of us will break down again.
No, we just won't allow it to happen.
And if it does, and if no one walks in and stops it the next time.
Roger, come on, we're adults. I mean, we can control our feelings.
Well, I can't promise that, Victoria. I'm afraid the more time we spend around each other, the more painful it's going to become for both of us. I think the answer is for me to leave Llanview.
That's really not going to resolve your problems or mine.
Well, it'll certainly solve Clint's problems, and Sarah's and Bo's.
I guess I'm being very selfish.
You? Selfish?
Oh, sure. I want you to be a part of my life, and that's certainly very selfish. But you see, I truly believe that if we concentrate very, very hard on the centennial work, then the tension that is between us will simply disappear, and then eventually we will come to respect and to love each other as friends.
You make it sound so simple.
It won't be, but I do think that it can happen. And eventually, when we do respect and love each other as friends, well, that'll certainly solve Clint's and Sarah's problems, right?
Yes, but... well, I guess it's certainly worth a try.
Unless you want to just walk away.
You know I don't want to do that.
Then trust yourself. Trust me. We can do it, Roger.
I sure hope so.
Oh, I know so. I do, and I think we should start by tackling some of these problems here. And as I see it, the major problem is the budget for the Centennial Day festivities, and in particular for the ball.
You and Sheldon and Joe are just going to have to go to Hawaii without me. Look, I'm sure you're going to have a terrific time. Just make sure you take lots of sunblock.
Max, the only reason I want to go is so that the two of us can spend some time together. Come on, we need to get away from Llanview, away from all of these problems. We need to refresh ourselves.
I will have to do that some other time. I can't leave town. Gabrielle's hearing is coming up.
Look, it's not going to happen this weekend.
No, it's not. But she's in some serious trouble, Megan.
Well, I'm sure that if she would let John help her out, he could get her out of that trouble.
That's the problem. She won't let him help her. She won't let anyone help her. She's locked in this depression, and I'm afraid she'll never come out of it.
She's in jail. Of course she's depressed. She'll snap out of it.
No, she believes she belongs in jail. She believes she should be sent to Statesville for the rest of her life. She just doesn't even want to fight for her freedom anymore.
Well, then tell her to fight for her son. Maybe that will pull her out of it.
No, it won't. I took Al to see her this morning. She wasn't with him more than 5 minutes when she told me to take him out, and she never wanted me to bring him to the prison again.
Well, I can understand that. I mean, she probably thinks that he would be upset seeing her in that kind of a surrounding, so... Max, come on. Now, I know that you're upset about Gabrielle's situation, but I'm telling you, you've done everything that you can for her. You can't force her to accept help.
But I have to.
No. What you have to do is take care of yourself and take care of your son. If anyone needs a change of scenery, it's Al. Come on, we'll take him on the trip with us. He can, like, run through the waves and jump in the boats. He'll have a good time. So will you.
He would get a kick out of Hawaii, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Of course, he'd be crazy about it. So let me get Betty to make the reservations.
I'll think about it.
All right, I'll get her to make them.
No. I'm not promising anything.
All right. Think about it. And while you're thinking about it, I'll get Sheldon to give me a copy of his story outline. And I promise you, it will excite you so much that you will want to say aloha as much as me.
Mr. Holden?
Yes, Father.
I'm Father Whitten. I'm the priest down at the county jail and a friend of Gabrielle's. And I have something she wanted me to give to you. And I also have a word of warning I hope you'll heed. Without betraying any confidences, let me say that I'm aware of your importance to Gabrielle.
We have a son.
I'm also aware that you were instrumental in her decision to admit her guilt. I'm no psychiatrist, Mr. Holden, but I do know a thing or two about human nature.
Gabrielle's tortured by her guilt. It's consuming her.
It's very true.
So is there something you can do, Father, to help her?
Well, I'll continue to counsel her, but I'm afraid I haven't been able to get through to her so far. And that somebody's got to reach her, got to convince her that people really do care about her. And if not, she may reach a point where she just gives up.
She may have already reached that point. She doesn't want to see her son anymore.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so am I. Is there anything we can do to bring her out of this depression?
Well, I've arranged for her to work in the laundry. She has to do something with her time. And the inmates who work there are a pretty determined lot. Determined to beat their raps, that is. And maybe their will to fight will have some sort of effect on her.
Oh, I sure hope so.
In the meantime, I'll continue to keep in close touch with her, and I hope that you'll continue to do the same.
I will. You said she asked you to give me something?
It's addressed to your son.
Thank you, Father.
If you want to talk, feel free to call me.
I will, thank you. To my son, Al. To be opened on his 18th birthday.
What's the story? Here.
I don't know. She won't answer any questions.
Well, did you call the police yet?
No, she's not a criminal.
She's not a criminal. She comes in, she trashes the place. That sounds like a criminal to me, Tyler.
Just loosen up, okay, Cal? Look, will you please just tell us your name?
Look, this is a waste of time. Let the police ask the questions. I'm going to call them right now, all right?
Jane, my name is Jane.
And you're from Arizona?
Yes. A little town called Indian Springs. At least that's where I grew up most of my life, in the orphanage.
Orphanage? What orphanage?
It was horrible. Nobody cared about us. We were treated like slaves. We worked from sun up till it was time to go to school, and when the school day ended, we worked till after dark. If we complained, they beat us, and sometimes they even beat us for no reason at all.
Well, why didn't you call the police or get someone else that could help you?
I did, but they didn't believe me. The people at the orphanage convinced them that I was a liar and a troublemaker.
Well, why didn't you run away?
I did once. But they found me and dragged me back and beat me. When I was better, I was ready to try again, but then they threatened to harm my little sister. And so I gave up any hope of ever getting out of there.
Well, did you run away this time, or did they kick you out?
I escaped.
What about your sister? You said she's still there. I mean, maybe we should get some help or
She's dead.
something.
I was determined to get out of there before they killed me as well.
They killed your sister?
She died of pneumonia. They made her sleep on the floor last winter without a blanket or even a sheet to keep her warm.
Oh, my God.
Listen, what's your last name?
Eyre.
Jane Eyre. That's cute. That's real cute. Didn't you think any of us ever read books? Whoa, where are you going, Jane, huh? To Thornfield Hall? To work for Mr. Rochester? Come on, the game's over. Kelly, call the cops.
If you do give me the job, I promise that I'll fulfill all the obligations for the duration of the contract. I mean, I won't come in and do something like one day saying out of the blue, I want to go back to London or something like that.
Well, you know, that's only professional courtesy. I have another question for you. Why didn't you tell me that you were Gabrielle's mother?
Oh, Clint, I promise I didn't mean in any way to deceive you. You didn't ask. If you had, I'd have told you. I imagine you have similar feelings about my daughter to everyone else in Llanview.
Well, she isn't exactly at the top of my list of my favorite people, that's for damn sure.
Would you prefer not to have any relation of hers working for you?
I can't really blame you for what she did, now can I? I mean, she's the one who made the mistakes, not you.
Yes, and she's trying to make up for them. I mean, really, she's made a lot of sacrifices. She went and found Michael. She persuaded him to give Brenda her baby back. I think that action alone shows that she's trying to redeem herself. I'm not trying to apologize for my daughter. I just think that you seem to him a man who judges people by their actions.
Well, sometimes actions speak louder than words. But I'm not ready to change my mind about your daughter just yet.
I understand. Is something else on your mind?
Well, it borders on the personal.
If it's too personal, can I reserve judgment and not answer?
Of course. Just why do you want to work at the Banner? Or anywhere, for that matter. I noticed from reading your application that you don't have any record of any previous employment.
It's true. Well, I've done my fair share of charity work, but I've actually never received a paycheck in my life. But, I mean, it's never too late, is it? I want to start now. New goals, new projects. Isn't that good, don't you think?
Well, seems like a good idea, yeah.
My daughters have started new careers in Llanview, and I thought perhaps my job might be helpful in more ways than one.
Well, I hope that it's good for you, as well as good for the Banner. When can you start?
You can have my first column tomorrow morning.
Good.
And I want to thank you. Thank you for your confidence in me. I promise you'll never regret it.
Okay. The antibiotic cream will stop any infection.
Thank you. I'm very grateful to you for everything you've done. I'm going to get back to work.
Oh, no. I told Father Whitten that I'd look out for you. You can sort the clothes for a couple of days, and then when your hand's feeling better, you can join the folding committee. Okay? I think if you're... Don, you smell gas in here? Third time today. That warden's going to have to fill out that form whether he likes it or not. Now, we need a plumber down here pronto. Medina's going to sort. And you're in charge of keeping the other girls from hassling her. Why do I have to sit this baby stealer? Because I said so. I'll watch you, but not because I want to. Women who steal babies don't deserve anyone's kindness.
Medina?
I'm working.
You got another visitor.
You know, we have to think of the children, too. It's not fair to have all these events adult-oriented.
Well, that's true, but children are very resourceful. I think if we present this to the school children of Llanview, I'm sure they can come up with some events that don't cost a lot of money. They won't disappoint us.
Yeah, we could talk to Kevin and Joy. You know, we could get them to be our junior coordinators. We could even make up a little speech, and they could go around to the schools and drum up enthusiasm for the centennial.
What a clever idea.
Oh, you think they'd do that?
I think Kevin would. I'm not entirely sure about Joey. But listen, if my children don't do it, other children will.
Great.
Okay?
Sorry.
wish you didn't feel you had to apologize every time you touched me.
I'm sorry. I'm just not sure of the rules in this situation.
Neither am I. Guess we'll just have to make them up as we go along. We're making progress, though, aren't we?
Sure.
Certainly, the more we work at it, the easier it'll get, won't it?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we take a coffee break before we tackle the centennial ball?
Does that include coffee?
Oh, yeah, sure. And a homemade apple pie that was made from apples that the children picked over the weekend.
That sounds terrific.
Good. Oh, Heron, yes. Would you mind bringing in some coffee, please, and a couple of slices of that apple pie, if there's any left? Thank you. I should probably pass on the apple pie. I should watch my waistline.
Your waistline is lovely. You have any suggestion on how to coordinate these civic groups?
No. Wonder what they did in Elvira, Georgia.
Well, we could call and ask.
I wish you hadn't turned down the invitation.
Well, Victoria, it's one thing working with you here at Llanfair. It's quite another to go off on a trip to Georgia with you.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But I think one of us should go.
Well, I could fly down for a couple of days.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yes, I'd like some time alone to think over the things that have happened the last few days.
Roger.
No, and I'm not running away.
Oh, I know you're not running away. Actually, probably be very good for both of us.
You know, in the 7th grade, I was madly in love with Deborah Houghton, who was madly in love with Billy Perkins. I thought I'd never survive that year, but I did. And you know what? Deborah and I became friends.
Well, so will we.
You mind if I take a rain check on that apple pie and coffee? I have some things I need to take care of at the station.
No, of course not.
Well, first I'll help you organize this mess.
Don't. I can do it. I hope you have a safe trip to Georgia.
Well, I'll call you when I get back. Bye-bye.
These people are barbarians keeping you in shackles.
I'm not handcuffed.
You look so pale and tired.
I'm fine.
Well, I have good news. Clint Buchanan has given me a job writing a society column on the Banner. Don't you understand what that means?
You have a job?
No, not just a job, a wonderful job. This job gives me entree to all the society of Llanview. The rich and the prosperous, the movers and shakers, corporate executives, lawyers, judges. Darling, it's very exciting.
I'm very happy for you.
It's not for me. It's for you, darling. I'm going to use all these contacts to mount my campaign for your defense. And once we've got these kind of people... What in God's name has happened to your hand? Did one of your inmates do this to you? I demand an oath on this prison. I will not have my daughter treated like this.
I burned my hand on a steam pipe. I'm working in the laundry.
In the what? God.
It doesn't hurt.
Darling, it's obviously not a minor burn. You should be in hospital. I can see you're in agony.
It's okay, really. It doesn't matter.
Are you in so much emotional pain? Is it so great that it can actually camouflage your physical pain? Is this how you're handling this situation? Listen, I understand your feelings of guilt, but you must stop it now. You can't go on for a lifetime this way. You can't just wallow in despair for your entire future.
You don't understand.
I won't have... Look, well, if I don't understand, then share with me. Help me to understand. Share your feelings and your fears. I'm trying to be supportive. I'm trying to be strong. Why won't you accept it?
Because I don't want you to waste your time on me. Deborah's the one who needs you. Take her back to London and forget everything that's happened here.
You're my daughter, too. And I will not go back to London and leave you here to suffer for the rest of your life for one little mistake. Now, if you won't do anything about it, I will. And the first thing I'm going to do is to get you out of this hellhole.
Hey, where have you been?
Right here.
I guess the PA system isn't working. Joe buzzed you about, I don't know, 12 times, then he called you and left you a message in your office. Here.
Oh, thanks.
Are you okay? You sick?
Yes, I am.
You have a headache? You want some aspirin or something?
No, nothing will help. The priest from the county jail came by to see me.
Why?
He wanted to give me this letter for Al.
To my son Al, to be opened on his 18th birthday.
He said Gabrielle was in real bad shape emotionally.
Well, he's trained to help. I'm sure that he'll do everything he can for you.
I'm not so sure.
Max, Gabrielle is going through a real hard time right now, and I'm sure that she'll, you know, find some way of getting out of her depression. One thing we know about Gabrielle is that she's a fighter. She's not going to give up.
She has.
Well, maybe she has for now, but that's not going to last long.
Megan, I can't go off and leave her.
Sweetheart, you have to start thinking about your son. Now, you can't shove Al aside. He's too young to understand all of this. He's upset and confused. I think we should just take him away so we can have some fun.
Al would never forgive me if I left town and went on a holiday and something happened to his mother.
Nothing is going to happen to Gabrielle. Now, the priest is going to take care of her, and her mother will be around for her as well.
Then why did she write this letter? Why now?
All right, she said that she didn't want to have him visit her in jail. Maybe that's, I don't know, a letter explaining her feelings or something.
Then why doesn't she want it open till his 18th birthday?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, I don't either, and I'm going to find it out.
I'm Captain Garrett in Llanview Police. What have you got to say for yourself?
I'm only sorry I didn't have more time to really trash the place.
Let's make it easy on both of us, okay? You level with me, and I'll do what I can to help you.
I've got nothing to say.
You ever been in trouble with the law before? Well, we can find out easily enough.
Not without my name.
Yeah, we'll have your fingerprints. That'll do. Let's go. Come on.
Whoa, wait.
Hey,
What's it?
give those to me.
They're addressed to Max. What are you? Is your name Max Holden?
They're from Patricia Harrison. Is that your name?
I want those letters. Please let me have them.
Why are they so important to you?
They just are, and give them to me.
I'm sorry. They'll be held as stolen property. You'll be charged with breaking and entering.
Look, I want to make a phone call.
You know a lawyer in town?
No, I want to call an old friend of the family's. Max Holden.
Max Holden. You can call him from the station house. Come on.
I hope that with the passing years, the wounds have healed. I'm not asking for your forgiveness, but I do pray that you will believe I love you with all my heart. Life is filled with danger, but also hope. With misfortune, but also fortune. The greatest danger is not death, but the absence of love. So live your life with courage, my darling. And don't be afraid to share your heart.
Well, obviously, she expects to spend a lot more time in jail, and she's planning on cutting herself off from Al, you know, to keep him from feeling ashamed or whatever being associated with her.
Greatest danger is not death, but the absence of love.
You know, she's telling him not to be afraid to get hurt, that it's better to be, well, to have love and loss than not to have loved at all, something like that.
Or that death is more welcome than having no one to love you.
No, Max, come on, no. You're reading too much into that one line.
It's not the line, it's the tone of the whole letter.
No, that's, I am sorry to have cut you out of my life. Please forgive me, letter. She didn't mean to do that to him, but she felt that it was necessary because of, you know, it wasn't good for him to see her.
No, I think this is a cry for help.
Max, this was written to be opened 16 years from now. How is that possible?
I know, but obviously she doesn't know how much trouble she's in.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
What if I'm right?
So what are you gonna do?
I don't know.
Gabrielle, what's your relationship with Herb Callison?
We don't have a relationship.
Well, they say that he's a tough prosecutor, but a fair man. Is that how you describe him?
I don't know. What difference does it make?
Well, it makes a lot of difference, darling. He can be a big help to us. And I'm going to investigate and see who else can be a big help to us as well.
Please don't.
Oh, trust me, Gabrielle. I mean, almost everyone I know in Europe is well connected. I know half a dozen members of Parliament. I know members of the royal family on a first-name basis. I've never had any trouble getting what I want out of them. And I won't have any trouble getting what I want out of the people in Llanview.
No.
Darling, when they understand what a sacrifice you made to get the baby, to find Michael, to give it back to Brenda, they're going to forgive you for your mistake.
It wasn't a mistake. It was a crime, all right?
Darling, until you begin to forgive yourself, how can you expect anyone else to forgive you? Please stop this nonsense.
You cannot always use people to your own advantage, you know.
Darling, it's not to my advantage. It's to yours. And I'll manipulate anyone I have to.
Oh, I know.
Extricate you from this situation.
You are a champion at manipulation. Where do you think I got it from? Why do you think I'm in here? Why do you think I'll probably spend the rest of my life in prison?
Well, you obviously didn't learn your lesson well enough. Now you do as I say, please. And you'll be out of here before too long.
It'll blow up in your face just like it did in mine.
Why do you have to be so negative?
I'm being realistic. God, I appreciate everything you want to do for me. But I don't want you to ruin your life and my sister's. I love you, Mommy. And you have been humiliated and embarrassed enough because of me. You want to help? You want to do something? You go back to London and you take my little sister with you.
We will go back to London. The three of us. When this mess is cleared up. We'll plan a holiday in the south of France. Yes. Now you go to sleep and dream about that. All right. Have sweet dreams, darling. I promise you. This nightmare will end.
Yes, of course. Yeah. I will be sure and give her the message. You're welcome.
Hi, darling. Did you get my message to go ahead and have lunch without me, huh?
Oh, yes, I did.
Good. Did you have something nourishing, or did you settle for a stale sweet roll from the coffee wagon?
A stale sweet roll.
Ah, well, I had coffee and apple pie at home. So, you may take me to dinner, any restaurant you choose, as long as it's terribly romantic. Do we have a date?
Terribly romantic. Oh, I don't think I should really be cutting into your packing time.
By what?
Your packing time. You know, won't you be busy tonight packing for your little trip to Georgia with Roger?
What are you talking about?
I just took a message for you from a member of a centennial celebration committee in Elvira, Georgia. Seems that you told them that you and Roger would get back to them about accepting their invitation to attend their celebration.
Yes, well, if you would let me explain.
What kind of fool do you think I am?
Oh, Clint, come on, calm down.
Calm down? It isn't easy to stay calm, Viki, when a man just finds out his wife is planning on spending a few days down in Georgia with her ex-husband. And she doesn't plan on telling her present husband.
That is simply not true, okay?
Oh, when were you going to tell me? On your way out the door, on your way to the airport, or are we going to pin a little note to my pillow?
As usual, you have jumped to the wrong conclusion without ever bothering to ask me.
All right, I'm asking you now. What is true? What is true? You're going to have to tell me, because I don't know anymore. Now, since Roger is determined to be a part of your life, is our marriage true? Is our love for each other true? Are you and Roger...
Stop it.
Damn it, I have got a right to know. And I've got a right to hear it from you, not from some member of some centennial committee way down south in Georgia.
All right, okay. That phone call...
What the hell with the phone? Just tell me where I stand with you.
And what if you're wrong, Max? What if you tell Gabrielle that you read that letter? How do you think she's going to react?
She'd be very mad, but I don't care. I've got to risk it. I've just got to figure out how to convince her to see me in the first place.
Why should that be a problem?
Because Deborah said Gabrielle does not want anyone visiting her in jail. Maybe if I tell her Al's sick.
No, you can't do that, especially with what she's going through right now. No.
Well, first thing I'll tell her is that I made it up.
Look, I'm sure that all you need to do is to tell her that you're here and she's going to come rushing in here. Of course, she's not going to be happy to see me, but at least we'll be able to see whether your suspicions are correct or not.
Oh, I'm sorry, folks. Visiting hours are over. You'll have to come back tomorrow.
Okay, girls, grab everything out of the dryers and let's get out of here.
All right, Medina. Back to work.
Not today, matron.
Why not? What's up?
The laundry's closed till further notice.
Well, how come?
Can't you smell the gas? Everybody out.
There is absolutely no reason for you to be angry about
Just answer my question. Where do I stand with you?
At the moment, in a very precarious position. Clint, I am sick and tired of this childish behavior. I am sick to death of all your temper tantrums and your bullying and your wild accusations. If you cannot behave like the intelligent adult that I know you are, then I see no point in discussing anything with you, least of all, Roger Gordon.
Oh, that's great. That's terrific. Turn it all around and blame it on me. I wasn't the one who kept a marriage a secret.
I explained to you what happened. I also explained to you why I chose to keep it from you. You chose not to believe me. Now, Roger and I have bent over backwards trying to reassure you, but the more we try, the more irrational you become.
I'm being irrational? Oh, that is a great one. That sounds like something your friend Roger Gordon would say.
We have tried to tell you the truth over and over again. Why won't you accept it? I understand that you don't trust Roger. I understand that. But you have always trusted me.
And I would still trust you, Viki, if it weren't for Roger, if he wasn't around here. He's the one causing all the problems.
Oh, no, you don't. You are not going to pull that one on me now. Look, I gave in to your idiotic demand for an annulment, even though it was totally unnecessary, because you said that that would prove my love for you. That it would erase all your doubts and your concerns.
And it did, until I got that damn phone call from Georgia.
Oh, no. You're not going to be satisfied until Roger Gordon leaves town, right? You think if you can make enough waves, if you can bully us enough, make us angry enough, make me feel guilty enough, that we'll finally throw up our hands and say, okay, you win, Roger's going to leave town. You're not going to succeed.
It would be best for everyone.
No, it would be best for you, and only for you. Roger has daughters who live in this town. He has a right to live where his children live.
Roger isn't here because of his daughters. He's here because of my wife.
Even if that were true, which it is not, I want him here.
What?
I want him here. I want to be able to work with him. I want to be able to share my concerns about our daughter with him. I want to be his friend, and that is exactly what we are. We are friends. Friends, Clint. And if you don't like it, that's too bad.
I see.
I love you.
I love you. I don't know how many times I have to say it. I love you. I'd be damned if I have to spend every waking minute on this earth trying to prove it to you.
It can't make a whole lot of difference to you whether or not I believe it. Not if you're going to take a trip with your friend, Roger Gordon.
For your information, I had no intention of going anywhere with Roger. But after listening to you, I think I will. So you will have to excuse me because I am going home to pack. I have a plane to catch.
Well, I guess that's that. We can just ask the priest to check in on Gabrielle.
Oh, you can pick up a pass at the front desk.
I have to see Miss Medina now. This can't wait till tomorrow. It's our son. See, he has this reoccurring illness, and I need to check with her about the medication.
We'll talk to a doctor.
No, you don't understand. This could be a matter of life and death. Just a couple of minutes. Look, I'm asking you to help me out here.
Look, I'm sorry, but rules are rules.